Alrighty. I gotta find the next question. Insane-Alchemist asked a question.
Oh god.
What kind of projects do you have had, or plan to have that do not relate to 9 or any of your 9 OCs? Or any of your 9 OCs, which means Good Company is excluded from this because technically speaking, it's the same personalities brought over to human form. Do you want to start or should I? Herp. Because I know we both have had plenty of projects in the past.
Yeah, none of which I really care about.
I mean, I've got a ridiculous amount of unfinished stories. Some of them only a paragraph long on my computer.
I have a novel I wanted to write.
Which novel?
A novel you don't know about.
A novel I don't know about. Is this the one that you reference has Rattlecats in it?
And the World of Parentheses?
And Bowden?
Yeah. And then there's Tremedy.
Yeah, Tremedy. When it comes to artistic projects, there was a comic I was working on for forever. I
wanted to do Coffee Break with Chaz.
Yeah.
Why are you not recording?
I'm recording.
Oh.
You're dumb.
I'm sorry, you don't tell me when you're recording.
Yeah, I don't. You don't tell me. I don't get the luxury. Not always, anyway. So I figure
It's fun when I don't tell you.
Yeah, it's fun when I don't tell you.
Bitch!
Anyway.
Bitch! Oh.
There was a big sci-fi-ish sort of what the hell is that? There was a big sci-fi sort of based comic that I had that was called Jameson Ward, or that was just the working title for it because it didn't really have a title yet.
I don't know, I like Jameson Ward.
Yeah, it's the name of the center the kids were in the storyline. It involved a bunch of kids.
I thought it was the name of a character.
Nope. It had involved That's why I laughed so hard when you said Ward's name was Ward. I was like, herp! Wow! But, it was a comic about all these kids that, had severe medical anomalies, most of them resulting in, one of them had super strength and stuff, but it sounds like
it's X-Men in Arkham Asylum.
Kind of, actually.
That's all I can think of when you say that.
Because the kids did, in some ways, had superpowers, but it was really more of a, the whole thing with it being a blessing or a curse. Yeah, more of a curse for most of them.
A blessing and a curse.
You've heard the terminology before.
There's got to be a song that has that in the lyrics, because the way you just said it, I was about ready to burst into the rest of the song, and then it left my head.
If you take a look through my gallery on DA, there's a folder just for Jameson Ward stuff. It doesn't have a lot of stuff in it, but it has some of my characters. Like there was Toby, a kid who, I did have some that were part animal, and Toby was part gator.
Aha!
What the hell was that?
You said it was part animal.
And then you got Carver, who was one of the guys that had.
If Van was having a conniption fit over here.
What is he having a conniption fit over?
I have no idea. He's just going across my page. I think he's face rolling.
He may be face rolling on the keyboard.
Are you face rolling on the keyboard?
But
if you are,
that's one project I could probably go on about for a while because I gave.
The tea sticks to your head.
That's one project that I could probably go on about for a while because of the fact that I had not really written it up, but I had done a lot of backstory for it, and I had even written up I think the first chapter of it. I just hadn't really done anything with it. It didn't get a lot of support from people. I had one person that was really, really interested in it at work, but that was about it.
You have to remember, this is during those dark times.
This is before Rattlecat came along.
Not
came along, but came back into my life.
Yeah,
so
you abandoned me, you ignored my email. There is a side of a story you're not telling here.
I wasn't trying to ignore your emails. I barely had internet access.
You gave me no time of day.
I didn't have. You don't understand, dude. I really didn't have a time of day I could get online.
I know.
because of the way that life was back then. But
the way life was.
But yeah, they basically, I had this whole storyline. My mom took the same tactic she always does when I try to show her something like this, is, you know, don't bother telling me about it until it's finished. Oh, that's great. How am I supposed to get feedback, Mom?
Hey.
Love you! But really?
Hey!
What?
Where's all the little extension majiggers?
What extension?
What is?
They're over here. Why?
Can you find me the one that fits the Evo?
The Evo? I think that one's still in my purse.
Arr, 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 arr.
Why? Does the one you have not fit the Evo? I thought it fit the Evo in.
It does not fit the Evo, but I don't know where.
Where's the Evo at?
I didn't even realize this was sitting there. Sweetheart, it's on the bottom. It does not fit. It's the same as your BlackBerry.
That's my old one. That's why. Hang on.
Oh, that's right.
Because remember we have two of those extenders. Hang on, the other one.
Because I saw it sitting here on top of my DS, and I'm like,
here. This one has a correct extender attached to it. I'm missing this extender for my other one.
Oh.
That's why.
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. We were talking. We get off topic.
But yeah, I didn't get a lot of support on Jameson Ward, so I just kind of dropped it. Well, not entirely. I worked on it in secret. You know, I worked on it and didn't tell anybody about it. And I have a huge cast list for it. I have things planned out. Literally up until, like, the kids are all in a facility. The planning goes until they're actually adults and the public knows about them. And all these changes that take place mentally in the kids, and because a lot of it really has to deal with psychology and how these kids have adapted to what's happened to them. And so I think of it as more than a superhero comic, because honestly, they're not superheroes, and that's probably what would throw people off or make people really confused, is it has this whole setup for, oh, they're going to be superheroes, they're going to bust out, and they're going to, no, that's not what happens.
They're going to be amazing!
That's not what happens at all.
No, instead they're gay at the gay bar.
Well, we do have a couple that are gay at the gay bar. Gil's pretty.
Right, I know. Gil.
I
fucking love Gil.
Gil's pretty gay. He's not really gay in mannerism, which is kind of funny.
He's gay. Methane propulsion!
What the hell?
Allie and Iveo are talking.
Oh.
Run like the wind, sissy!
I freaking love Gil, though. He's one of my favorites. Gil and Toby. Gil and Toby.
I love Toby. I love the name Toby.
I do too. That's the reason why I picked it. I was like, I gotta name him this.
I love Toby.
He was supposed to be a side character. He wasn't even supposed to have a big role in the comic. And then he just kind of, he was so outgoing, it just kind of happened. He knows everybody in the house that he hangs out with. And you know what? Foster Home for Imaginary Friends, I blame part of this on that. Because after these kids escape, they end up staying with someone that takes care of them. Or not really takes care of them, but helps them learn to take care of themselves and such. And I really think I got the whole concept from Foster's as far as abandoned, being taken care of, you know, all these misfits in one household together. Everybody's really fucked up in some way.
Yeah, about that.
Other projects. Let me think.
Virus database has been updated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When I was 13 or 14 actually, I sat down to write a book. It's probably a good 100 pages long. I have a sister-in-law that's begging me to finish it. It involves anthropomorphic cat people. The main character is a thief, falling in love with a princess, and it's really terrible. Does that count? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I have scrapped this book. I still have it somewhere, but it's really bad. You don't understand. 13-year-old writing it, really bad. Really freaking terribly bad. Really bad. Then I've got a 200-page story that I've written, and it's not finished, that I started in high school where all of my friends were the characters. Heads up, guys, if you ever decide to let your friends become characters in a story and you give them a blank template and say, hey, fill this out with your character's history, expect to get a lot of people that respond back with, my character is the last of their race, and they're the princess, or the prince, or they're a particular type of magic user that's really amazing, or they're...
Unless you have friends that have sense, because then you won't get this shit.
I had, you not, 3 different people that were the last of their kind and were the leaders of their race. Then on top of that...
I can only imagine the superior race must be the one wiping them into extinction.
Oh, it was even better because 2 of them had a real feud going on. So when I wrote the story, I totally wrote that in and had their races hate each other.
Nice.
And like one of them had killed the other one's father or something, and
Ultimate emo!
and like the whole story was huge. It had plot holes that were ridiculous, and it had random breaks that made no sense. You had scenes where they were running from guards 1 second, and then, you know, everything's all hunky-dory and they're hanging out and in the next. No concern over hiding out. No concern over nothing. It was a fantasy story because I used to love to read fantasy. My character, I am still proud to say, was possibly the most, you know, simple character in the whole damn thing. Everybody else is all this crazy shit. We've got, you know, one of them is a water spirit, 2 of them are shapeshifters, 3 of them are royalty. According by the original draft. I have actually started rewriting it at some point in time where they're not. Then, there was other characters. There was like a mage or a magic user and stuff. Me? I'm the guide. That's it. Just the guide.
Just the plain person.
Yeah. Guiding all of these crazy motherfuckers where they have to go. Which, like, I think the only thing about Tamer, because that was her name, that was my character, the only thing about Tamer that was really off the wall, there was 2 things. One of them was that she had that staff, and the staff was a family heirloom. And people in her family that had done specific things, like throughout history, had it. And it wasn't like a big deal. She actually was unaware of her history because these are just random people in her family's history that had the staff and had been passed on. But there was no real stories attached to it that much. Then the only other thing about her was that she couldn't use magic, but she could manipulate magic that already existed. But it wasn't really something she was aware of, because she was never formally trained, and nobody ever told her this. Nobody ever figured it out at an early age. So when she did do it, it was entirely by accident, and she was going, wait, what? Because she figured that somebody else in the crew had done it. Those are the only real things that she had. Whereas you've got other people that are, you know, power levels over 9,000!
It's over
9,000! 9,000! But,
Did you ever put potatoes in the oven?
yeah, the potatoes are in the oven, sweetie.
Oh. Okay.
And
I'm so
yeah,
out of it.
those are like the only 3 projects I can think of that I really started. You got other projects you worked on. You worked on pet sites and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like I said, projects I don't give a damn about talking about.
Projects
Wales, which is kind of meshing in Tremedy and Third Council now, so, which is nice. Frankly, all of our projects that we have going right now in some way connect to 9, because when you think about RagNBone, you got 9. When you think about Good Company, it's the RagNBone cast as humans. When you think about Tremedy, we went Lewis as the mascot. His colors are on the fucking site. And then when you think about Third Council, it's based around the 9 fandom.
This is true.
Everything is based around the 9 fandom. Great. Thankfully, there's enough to make it an original project. But when you think about it, it's the 9 fandom.
Yeah.
That is the fuel. That is the heart of the soul. Sorry. Spaz out moment there.
I'm about to say, okay. Spaz it out just a bit on me here.
My head is in that little funny place where it's like you don't have a brain. You have a citrus cloud sitting right there.
A citrus
A citrus cloud because it's
Guys,
sour.
I apologize. She's kind of dumb right now.
It's an orange cloud of citrus.
Again, I apologize. She's being dumb
You
right now.
don't apologize.
Yes, I do.
Methane propulsion.
Okay, I think we're ready for the next question now. I think we're ready for the next question.
Next question. What is the next question?